Good evening, all you beautiful bastards. It is I, the lovely and wonderful Elder God Bones, joined with the talented and amazing Sibs, in for another installment of Spaghetti and Cosmo Voyage.
Spaghetti and Naked, a Cosmo Voyage story.
Hallmark presents Spaghetti and Naked Cosmo
I don't think we would
Voyage.
ever get any consideration of anything resembling a Hallmark presentation just based off the name Spaghetti and Naked alone.
Hallmark presents Cosmo Voyage, the tragic ending of Quirk.
They would sponsor one episode just to cancel that episode before it hits TV.
Oh yeah, we will absolutely sponsor you, and then like it all gets all recorded, and yeah, you know, we went and we found that we had to edit out everything, so it's
We had to edit
literally
out 99%. The only things we could keep was the introduction of YouTube. And so we decided to just scrap that because it wasn't enough content.
Oh god, that would be.
And since this deal gave us exclusive rights, you're no longer allowed to continue the series. It's like, oh.
Oh god, that's terrible. It's terrible. They would totally do that too.
Yeah.
I dropped the lotion. Hey Guardian. Welcome.
Hey Guardian. Space stuff.
We were talking about how terrible it would go if Hallmark sponsored a movie about Cosmo Voyage.
Hey, look, it's one of the screws from my new radio head unit, where I made it more efficient.
If only you were dumb enough to sign away the rights. Thankfully, I would make sure that that would not happen.
Oh yeah, absolutely not.
But I'm not that dumb. Like, no. Sorry. You want exclusive rights to something that you're gonna cancel? No, sorry, fam.
You have the rights. You have merchandising rights so long as you continue to air it. The moment something doesn't air or it gets canceled, we regain those rights.
Yes,
that would be what I would be. Would be like a time-based licensing.
It would just be cool. Yeah, I would do time-based licensing. You can have it for until you stop running it.
As long as it is running.
Yeah.
So they would become the exclusive licensee. So long as they keep running it.
With Hallmark.
No, if anything, it would have to be like
FXX.
whoever is I was about to say whoever is currently airing Family Guy.
FXX. Well, actually, Hulu as well.
Oh yeah, it could become an Amazon. Amazon's been getting some vulgar stuff in there.
Give me that Bezos money.
Ooh, HBO. That way we could have the great special effects.
That's what. Why would you need this? We need that 4K cinematography experience here.
No, I was just thinking, like, think about how good like production is on like Game of Thrones and Snowpiercer. Like, imagine that production team. We say as will never get aired on any network ever.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute.
Other than Twitch.tv. Maybe
and VODs on YouTube.
And VODs on YouTube. Maybe eventually we could get on Floatplane, but we're not tech-tubey, so
no,
not anymore.
Not enough to be. But I would still take a sponsorship from LTTstore.com.
Yes, please. If you send me a screwdriver, we will enter a permanent sponsorship agreement.
It will have like its own special home.
Yes. Like, if you send, well, wait, no, hold on. If you send each of us one of your awesome backpacks, one screwdriver each.
Okay, you're stretching it there. You're stretching it. I would be happy with the screwdriver.
I would be happy too, but if it's a permanent sponsorship, I feel like for us to forever sponsor them, a screwdriver, a backpack, and a hoodie each is not unreasonable. Because that'd be permanent, where like we don't get anything else from them.
I mean, it is a 200. That backpack's $250.
I think it's more than that.
It's or it might be 260.
I thought it was 300. Oh yeah, no, you're right. It's 250. I was wrong.
Because
They've got 64-ounce water bottles now.
yeah, for $30.
That's not bad. It's the same price as their regular sized water bottles.
Yeah.
That purple and cyan though. Purple and teal, my two favorite colors.
Yes. Sure.
What?
I'm
allowed
I
to be
think of the night
distracted.
science fiction novel Snow Crash. I would probably do the black and gold.
I would probably do the cyan and purple.
Oh wow. Disclaimer, we have found our current gold ink may be more prone to wear discoloration from skin oils and exposure to heat than other colors. Well, shit.
Ah. The white and black is nice too, though.
Oh man. Either way, moving on. So, yes, this is stop. Close lttstore.com. Stop. It's still
Closed.
open. I can see.
Herder, these are the roster notes. Herder.
Oh, okay. It's like I can see the reflection off of your glasses. Damn it.
I already closed it. Shut up. I am the DM. Roll for roll for insubordination. Oh, you're gonna hate the roll I just made.
Why? What did you roll?
A nat 20.
Then it doesn't matter what I rolled.
Because I'm better. Congrats. The rolls have spoken. Your argument is invalid.
Cosmo Voyage, where the shit's made up and the rolls do matter. Oh, should have thrown cans away before we started. Because I was running a little behind. But either way, hey, it's time.
It's time for some bullshit.
You're gonna love it. It's time for Cosmo Voyage. Dun 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 dun. So, I'll let you recap. Where were we at last?
When we last left our dumbass, he got his own private Cadillac.
Yay!
In space. Or no, sorry, it was
It is the
Desalonc?
The Desalonc El Dorito.
El Dorito. Yes. He got his own Desalonc, which is the Cadillac. He acquired 348 crew members, bringing his total up to 1,100, 150 of which are Bulgarians instead of humans. And then he was given some information about where different anomalies are located and where to not go because of the offshoves.
Yes. A Ford Ranger.
I know that ship. I ain't no stranger. I know that ship. That's a Ford Ranger.
Oh, so yeah. So we're at Bulgaria. We just picked them up. I just landed and I got yelled at for coming in hot on my landing.
The Must Ranger.
The Must Ranger, yes. Just because.
You're gonna show that on stream, the Must Ranger?
The Must Ranger, yes. As long as there we go.
I told my brother that if I ever won the lottery, I would buy him a Must Ranger.
I mean, you just need to buy a Ford Ranger and a front clip off of a Mustang.
I know.
It actually makes me wonder how.
It's the same chassis, so like you just have to replace the front fenders, hood, and bumper, and.
Well, yeah, I was wondering if it's a bolt-on or if there's any sort of body clearance.
I think it might be a bolt-on. I could be wrong.
Must Ranger. Yes. All right.
So yeah.
Yeah, we just got that done. Let's see here. Roll this out of the way. I have Doritos in front of me. Yeah, speaking of Doritos. I has a bag of Doritos.
I have
Stuff.
Domino's.
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 It's fragile. It's Italian. Oh man, that's terrible. I love that movie.
Yeah, a statue.
Hey, Natsu. Welcome.
Hey, Natsu.
Doing pretty good. How was your day been, bud?
I'm also doing pretty well.
Good. Oh!
So, yeah, you all have taken off from Bulgaria.
Yeah, we took off from Bulgaria and...
You addressed them in the rec area. Welcome to the ship.
All of the new people.
Yeah.
Did new people... Didn't I address them already? Oh, no.
Yes, you did. That's what I was saying. You already addressed them in the rec hall, because then you were pissed about the bowling alley.
That's right. Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought we had a conversation. Deja vu. This is not the Matrix. Come on now.
You woke up at 6 p.m.? Jesus Christ, son.
Also, I realized whenever I was doing the roster yesterday that since both of the twins are named Huge Reg and Tiny Reg, that means both of them would be named Reginald Dubois.
Yeah.
So you have two Commander Reginald Dubois on your ship's roster, and both of them are bridge crew.
It's not Domino's, it's less from the Domino region of France. Otherwise, it's sparkling pizza. How long did it take you to come up with that, to replace champagne with Domino's and pizza with wine? Because yes, there's your random tidbit fact for the day. Champagne can only come from the Champagne region of France. Any other wine that is classified as champagne must be labeled as a sparkling wine.
Yep. I'm actually finishing the medical thing of the roster right now while we're BSing a bit. And if you sign into the Spaghetti Naked Google Docs, you'll be able to see that roster. It only has like the names and like if they have powers or exosuits.
Imagine a haunted house, but for dads. All the lights are on.
Dad house. All of the lights are on, and someone keeps fucking with the thermostat.
Yes.
And there are Legos everywhere. I saw this thing, and it was like Lego and D&D and Wizards of the Coast are working together to make a Lego D&D set, and it was like the Chandler meme where he's like, and then it was like realizing that a Lego D4 might exist. Because I'm not sure if you know, Bones, but the D4 is literally a spike.
Yes.
I wasn't sure how familiar you were with D4.
There's Is that not this one? The one that's basically a pyramid?
It is. I didn't know you had a full set.
Yes. I don't know what I vaguely know what it's for, but I don't know like what it's for.
Doing damage rolls generally what D4s are for.
Like I have no idea how to read the dice. I just know how to roll the D20 and know that the one that's facing up. But like the oblong ones, like that one, I'm like, the fuck does that mean? No clue.
Let me pull out my D4 and I can tell you real quick because it's actually pretty easy.
But I mean, do you read the like the spike? I'm assuming. So the three numbers that are I just had an epiphany. So they're all the same.
Yeah,
it's whichever one's up.
It's whatever one's on the top, yeah.
I did not realize they were all the same numbers. I feel fucking retarded.
As you should.
I know the D6. So then, what is that? A 9-sided die?
It's probably
no, it's
8.
10. It's 10-sided.
Yeah.
It's
yours might
zero.
include.
It's
yours
zero.
might include 2 10-sided die because there's a percentile die,
Yes.
which is 00 to 10.
Yes.
And then there's the other one.
Yes.
So.
Yep. Yeah, I have 2 10-sided die. Then I have the D20, a D6, a D4.
These would be horrible to step on as a Lego.
Oh, dude. Yes.
The D10s.
And then I have a D12 as well.
Yeah. So generally your D 4, 6, 8, and then sometimes a 10 or 12 will be damage. And then like action rolls are generally on the 20, and then occasionally certain things will have a words. Please come back to me. Occasionally you'll have to do things that roll the percentile die, where you'll do both D10s.
Oh, yes. Wild magic.
Wild magic. The best magic there is.
So yeah, what so how many different Tiny Reg.
Yes.
How many
What can I
points
do for you, Captain?
How many points of interest did the Bulgarians import into the system?
3.
3? I was hoping this would be there would be more. Okay.
Well, 3 that are viable to get to. We assume the other ones will probably be gone before we can get to them.
Okay. 3 that are fire. I'm gonna roll a d6. So 1 and 2 are one of them. 3 and 4, 5 and 6. I just rolled a 3. So
that means we're going to the second anomaly.
yes. Yeah. However you have them listed, you pick. It's whatever.
I don't have them listed currently.
No.
Again, I'm updating the medical segment of this.
I guess I should bring up Chrome. Sign into the.
Okay, so now the only things that I have to still put in are the logistics and cargo.
Oh, shit for brains. It's one word. Totally. And
so while I'm finishing up this roster, is there anything you want to talk about a little bit?
Hold on. Okay, so that's not. I'm not dealing with that. It's not liking the password and it's fucking up. So I don't care. Fix it later.
Fix and post.
Yep. So actually, what did you think of PC Building Simulator 2? I have not picked it up yet.
It's pretty fun. There are a couple things that I've noticed that are really annoying. Like whenever a new process comes up, like if you're going to water cool GPU blocks and stuff like that, or use like the thermal app for the first time, it makes you close every single application on the tablet before you can use them, which is really annoying because what I would always do was email shop, water cooling shop.
Oh, that's that. Okay, never mind. I'm trying to figure out what that is.
So email shop, water cooling shop, the parts ranker, and then there was something else that I can't remember off the top of my head. But basically I would have 5 things and I would have them in the same order. But then every time a new process came up or a new app came up, I had to close all of them and then reopen them. And that was annoying.
That's a pain in the ass.
It is really annoying. And I tried turning off tooltips in the menu and it didn't change that, which was also very annoying.
Oh, damn. So yeah, other than that, let's see, I haven't been able to look at any of the reviews of the AIB 40 series cards yet. But from what I've seen, it looks like they're performing just as well as the founders. So then it looks like a couple of them actually are having better thermals. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's just been I've been swamped with shit. I'm currently in the process of deep cleaning my house because my daughter's 4th birthday is Sunday. So all of my free time so far has been dedicated to that.
That's fair. All right, I've got the roster fully updated now.
Yay!
And it's all organized and stuff. So for now, I guess I can just share it to you directly.
See, I don't need to I don't have to edit it. That's fine. Give me a link.
I'm getting that now.
Yay. Okay. Copy said link. Let me reopen Chrome. Pasta. Hey, there we go. Oh, I'm gonna have to change that. Oh,
Change what?
Just. Can I turn this off?
Turn what off?
Oh, I look better.
What'd you do?
The Cosmo Voyage dock is full screen on that monitor.
Oh. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
There are some other documents that I still need to move over, but I do have a more organized roster now. So now that you can see, because that's everyone that you've met except for one person.
Is it supposed to be Boo Boys or is it supposed to be DU? Or Tiny Reg? No.
Yeah.
Don't worry. It was since I saw like red and it even wanted to autocorrect it to Du Bois.
Dubois.
Dubois. Dubois. Dubois.
Dubois.
Dubois. Dubois.
Dubois.
Dubois. This is when we need a stream deck. Boys. So yeah, we're going. So what is the? So, Tiny Reg, what's the name of the area? What's the name of the anomaly?
As of right now, it's just. Why are you making me name them? That's dumb.
Because
these things
there's
disappear.
But they still need classifications because of paperwork.
Just, I mean, these are newer anomalies that like we haven't really. So
Yeah.
this would just be CA 02.
Oh.
Basically, whatever order you visit them in, they'll be CA plus 1, the previous one, which is Cosmic Anomaly. Because obviously, Cosmic Anomaly 1 would be the one that did you all.
Okay.
There might be other classifications later, but for now, it's just like, oh yeah, these are just Cosmic Anomaly.
And so, what is our ETA as far as how far are we away from them or from it?
Since Bulgaria is pretty close to the outskirts, you're about a week away.
A week? Okay.
Yeah, not bad at all.
And everything as far as deep scans and everything else of that nature show that the likelihood of an off shove run in is fairly slim to none.
I mean, it's slimmer because it's not near where it's not super close to a reported patrol, but
Okay.
again, this is all uncharted space, so they
I
haven't
mean,
picked
all I
up
can do
any
is go
off-show
off the
presence.
statistical values. So I mean, that's
Yeah.
I just want to have myself prepared because I don't want to
Right.
be caught
There-
off guard.
There were a total of like 80 anomalies,
Okay.
but they only gave you ones that weren't as risky.
Okay.
And then out of the ones that they gave you, there were 3 that you all figured you all could actually reach in a reasonable time manner. Because these things, they don't really know how long they last. Sometimes they're there for weeks to months. Sometimes they're there for minutes. So these are just best guess.
Okay. And so yeah, I guess while I'm waiting, because we have a week to kill, I want to go spend a couple of I want to at least spend 2 days getting back to 125% of my usage of my body, if
Okay.
not higher.
I kind of want to re-roll that, but also I want to take a picture of this and send it to you.
Boy, did you just nat 20 it?
No. So, I have my full desk mouse pad,
Yes.
which, obviously dampens the rolling capability.
Yes.
I rolled it, and it bounced on top of the remote for my AC on the very corner.
Oh, and it's a 5. We'll stick with that.
We'll do whatever I want. I can re-roll it a bunch. But yeah, I'll stick with it. But yeah, I was just like, oh, how did that happen?
I just rolled a 16.
Okay, cool. So you get back up to 125%.
Awesome. Okay. And how long did that take?
That took about 4 days.
4.
Yeah, so you got 3 to kill.
I was hoping to spend like a day. Okay, so
Well, you only rolled a 16. 20 would have been same day. 19 would have been 2. 18, 3. 17 should have been 4, but I decided to be nice. Actually, 20 would have been same day and more than 125%.
yeah.
So, yeah, 4 days.
I really like this key lighting. The problem, I need another monitor.
But yeah, if you had gotten closer to 5, it would have potentially brought down even more.
Okay, so 3 more days. I'm gonna go check on Minkle. I'm gonna go to Minkle's lab and I'm gonna go talk to her about.
Okay. She is technically second officer, but she is listed as an engineering liaison, apparently.
Well, I want to go
If you
talk
look
to
at the
her
roster.
about her
Progress.
her progress on the getting Tiny Reg his keyboards.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh well, she was working on the portals right now.
Well, wasn't the
Are,
portals?
Are you
how-
wanting? No.
I thought they were intertwined.
No, the portals are for getting latency down.
Okay.
So you want to see about the
I would put-
keyboards or the portals?
I mean, I guess technically both. That'd be one there.
So all right, you go into Miko's lab, and she's like, "Hey, what can I do for you, Captain?"
Hey, Minkle, I'm just stopping by to see. Have you made any progress with Tiny Reg's keyboard idea that we had going on, and how are the portals doing?
The portals, they're not stable. I can show you. She pulls up like her digital keyboard and types in some stuff, and you see the two portals. They look like yours, but not quite. They don't look quite right. She's like, so they're established and they're linked, but if I were to, toss this apple through it, she tosses the apple and like it fizzles out halfway through, and one half of each apple's on each side. Hey, Tammy's been
we're
doing well.
pretty good.
So she tosses the apple through, and like it fizzles and the power cuts out, and like it cauterizes the apple on each side, burns it, and then like half of it is on each side. She's like, so there's progress.
I mean, yeah, that's getting there. Do you have any idea of why it's failing? Is it? I don't think it doesn't seem like it's a power thing.
It looks to be, well, because this lab is power locked. Like, we've got a set amount of power we're allowed to draw, and once it goes over that limit, it pulls out. It requires more power while it's in use than just having it there.
Oh, so the only way to get a real good test would be to get her an authorization to basically allow you to have 100%, like unlimited power to test.
Unlimited power. Yeah. She's like, so I'm currently working on optimizing power because smaller objects can go through. Like, she pulls out like a singular like Nerds candy and tosses it through, and you see it goes through just fine. It kind of like fades a little bit, but it does make it through just fine. She goes, have a taste of it. Like the singular Nerds candy.
it leaves me wanting more.
Well, if I throw more through, I don't know how well that'll go. Trust me, burnt nerds do not taste good. She does like key in a couple things, and like you see once the fabricator like starts, the portal just immediately shuts off. She like pulls out a nerd's rope for you. I was like, here you
go. Ooh, okay. Oh, dude, a nerd's rope sounds so goddamn good right now too.
So does. It really does. She goes, I've got some science team members working on improving power draw.
Okay. Well, I can definitely look to see if
you do see that there are 4 more people in the lab, 2 Bulgarians and 2 humans.
Who would have introduced me? And actually, since I haven't really, I mean, I've seen these people, but who do you have that's stationed in your lab now?
So give me just a second. Sorry, I'm adjusting the sheet.
This is when I entertain these with the whole fact that he's got to make up 4 names. Because we don't have a pre-generated list of names to pull from.
No, we do not.
So as far as chat-wise, how is everyone doing? So tonight's the first time where I purposefully not recorded for YouTube. like press the record button, and I actually noticed a significant difference in CPU usage.
Since you've been doing, oh, gotcha.
Like from not recording, while recording, just like talking, it'll sit somewhere between 6 to 6.8% CPU utilization, and right now it's sitting at 2.3% CPU utilization. So that's a thing. I'm assuming the Bulgarian doesn't have a last name; they're just single name.
Yeah, all of them have been
Okay.
single name, and that's pronounced Slio.
Okay. Well, Tammy's, how have you been? Caporo?
Kefo, or sorry, Kerfo.
Urfo? Okay.
Yeah. Trying to think of a name here.
See something wild. I want to go look at. Really weird. It's, okay, maybe I do need to stop.
I know you saw that name.
Oh, all right then.
All right, so each of these new people, they are specialized in specific portions of the research and development process. So Laura kind of oversees a little bit of everything. There's Lieutenant Slio, who is Bulgarian, and he's doing power research, so increasing power optimization, creating power connections, stuff like that in a more efficient way. There's Lieutenant Hammond Osprey. He does rapid prototyping, so whenever he sees, oh, hey, this is kind of a weak point, he rapidly prototypes a different part.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he does a lot of like the CNC mills, laser cutters, stuff like that, because it is a little bit more efficient than power efficient than the fabricators. You've got Ensign Kerfo, who is another Bulgarian, and he does troubleshooting, like, okay, this worked before, now it's not, what changed? So he's doing a lot of that. And then you've got Ensign Sandra Bullets, who is in optimization, where she's looking at it, she's like, okay, there's this much space on these components, we can get it down to this much space, or we can reorganize circuits this way, basically, so that Laura can focus on the big picture stuff and has kind of reassigned stuff down there. I forgot to put in a liaison from engineering. Let me grab here.
I mean, technically, Laura is a liaison to engineering.
Right, but there's another liaison.
Oh, okay.
Henry Kogan is a liaison because of the metal. And the
oh, yeah. Okay. So, yes. Playing Minecraft, nice.
So yeah, he's Lieutenant Kogan is liaison for rapid prototyping assistance because he has the element of metal.
Yes, he was the one that could change. He could like sculpt the metal.
Right, he can sculpt the metal, stretch it, do everything like that, make it a lot bigger and stuff like that, and create alloys that don't normally exist. But because of how instrumental he is on the engineering team with things like that, he's kind of having to serve as liaison. They can't fully implement him in at the moment.
Okay.
That's kind of one of those things where like he has to kind of stay in engineering because just of how valuable that is.
That makes sense.
And you will notice that throughout the thing, there are a lot of these are copy and pasted if they're liaisons and stuff like that.
And I mean that's fine because
Yeah.
that kind of makes it.
We'll never hit 1,100 people, so I'm not concerned about, oh shit, we've got 1,106 or anything like that. Okay, sorry. We'll never hit 1,100 by the time that's the cap.
We'll see.
I'm gonna have to just have a roster of straight everybody's name.
I did say we should have a master list of just a smorgasbord of names to pull from.
I mean, yes, but
Need like a Google Docs spreadsheet of just names to copy and paste from.
I'm working on it.
I'm Ohana, Miss Pamela.
Family means no one gets left behind. My manager actually has that tattooed on her forearm.
Nice.
With a stitch. Anyways,
We're just crossing a whole bunch of boundaries here.
we are. So anyways, yeah, so she introduces you to everyone, gives you their roles a little bit and stuff like that. And then she's like, and of course, you know Kogan, he's not here right now, but he's been helping with some of the rapid prototyping whenever we need to create an alloy that, well, we're not putting a furnace down here. And as great as the fabricators are, alloys get kind of fucky.
Yeah, they can be finicky
alloys.
and everything else of that nature. So having someone who, well, basically can do it at the drop of a hat without the advent of heat.
Yeah, and whenever you can make an iron steel alloy, which shouldn't be possible.
I mean,
Yeah, it gets interesting.
Honda welded aluminum and magnesium together.
Yes, but that wasn't an alloy.
I mean, true. The bond technically is. The
bond
weld
would
seam
technically
is.
be. But it would have to be like some kind of, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't.
But
I don't
anyways,
know. Moving on.
how many millions of dollars did they spend to R&D that shit?
Oh God, who knows? A fuck ton.
Versus this guy's like, oh, you need the properties of copper with the strength of steel?
Ta-da!
When you can make Damascus tungsten with your hands fairly easily.
You win.
Yeah. So he's actually kind of liaison for engineering and production, which I mean, production is a sub category of the engineering department. And technically, research is a subdivision of the science department. Oh, I don't think I have the science thing put in, but whatever, close enough. There's like one science officer, I think, currently.
Okay. So yeah. What? So you were so the portals, they're coming. It looks like we need to worry about some power restraint issues we have going on, which that's something we can get figured out. But how about the Tiny Reg situation about getting him physical keyboards?
So to be honest, I'd been so ingrained with this that I had forgotten about that. So let me get some mock-ups and stuff like that written up, and we'll take a look at that if you want that to be the primary focus right now.
I mean, I feel like that might be. You have a functioning prototype per se right now with the portals. Let's switch gears for a little bit to get Tiny Reg his own keyboards, because that'll help him overall with ship functionality. So the portals are great because they can help facilitate a lot of things, but
I'll keep Ensign Bullets on the portal project right now, trying to optimize things, because as things get optimized, that'll help a little bit with power.
Yep.
But I'm obviously going to need Sleo to help with whatever solution we come up with getting things to Tiny Reg.
Absolutely. That sounds great. And from my end, I'll definitely take a look and see what I can find out as far as giving you unbridled access to the power of the facility for testing this out, because this kind of warrants have it, because it's important.
Right. She goes, I just know that from, well, I guess I could call them command, but the council has basically said that backup reactor is not approved for my testing purposes, so we can't tap into that for this. So
yeah, no, that's we gotta be able to.
That's a very emergency thing only.
Yes.
And unfortunately, this is not classified as an emergency situation.
It's not Damascus unless it comes from the Damascus region of Syria. I mean, you're not wrong.
Well, let me tell you about
industry,
where.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about where Henry Kogan was born.
See, he could be totally from the Damascus region of Syria, so he would be making Damascus steel. So, canon done. Sorry, we've covered our bridges there, covered our bases there. Nonetheless, though, in the industry, you're not wrong, Smada, but the blacksmithing, metalworking industry itself does classify modern day Damascus as Damascus steel, because no one actually knows what Damascus steel truly is. I mean, there is such thing as Damascus titanium.
That's actually called Timascus.
Yep, Timascus. Yep. That's because there are different alloys of titanium, and they are forge weldable. They're just finicky as fuck because they have to be.
The pocket knife or utility knife that I have on my work keys, I think it's my work keys, it actually has a couple of accent bits that are Damascus.
Yeah.
And my delay on that, mine was delayed like an extra 2 or 3 weeks just because of complications with their Damascus process. But anyways, you are correct. So, little backstory for Henry Kogan. He was not born in the Damascus region of Syria, but his parents were, and they were renowned for their Damascus forging. So fuck you, Smada. So he was taught. He's a descendant of people from the Damascus region. He was born there, but
did you reply to Loaf?
Did I reply to Loaf? Did Loaf send me something?
No. So it's all good. I got it taken care of.
Oh, I sent it to him as well.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude,
okay.
I love that community. Like, I'm so glad we rated them.
Yes. No, 100%.
They're all fantastic.
Yeah. That was a phenomenal choice for rating there, bud. That was awesome.
I popped into Banksy's stream when he was playing Aliens Firestorm. I think that's what it is, Firestorm Team or whatever it is. And it was pretty great. And like I was like, hello, and then I did hashtag Bomb Squad Best Squad question mark. Like, they're all pretty great over there.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. It was an awesome choice, sir. Awesome
really
choice. So yeah,
the Brothers in Gaming community is also pretty nice, which is what Hunt's got me into their Discord.
Okay.
But they stream on Facebook, not Twitch or YouTube. So
my beard looks so fucking awesome with this key lighting. It's kind of nice.
So yeah, so
it's weird because if I do this and I turn this back up, like it's similar, but it's not the same. This is way more like that's just too much. This is better. Black cheddar. Either way. So yeah. So gonna get started on that. Okay, cool. Well, I'll leave you guys to it. I really just wanted to check in. I haven't since the. I mean, I came in and saw the how everything was changing as far as once your lab was created, but you guys were busy, so I kind of left you alone.
Yeah. She says, now, one thing that we are going to look into here soon, which was actually going to be our next step in getting these things going, is so we're not allowed to use the quantum reactors, but we were going to use some basic generators and power cells to try and keep power a little bit more stable, because that is something we can do, but quantum reactors are not a thing we're allowed to add more on without council approval.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. That's
Except for in the case of like the mech suits, because they're miniaturized quantum reactors. And like if those blow up, like we're not looking at the entire ship being destroyed. And also they're very, very shielded on these mechs, exosuits. And they don't use quite the same technology. You look confused there.
Thinking.
She goes, I know what you're thinking, but no, those miniaturized quantum generators, they are only currently approved for the exosuits.
I wasn't thinking about the miniature ones.
Then what you thinking, Captain?
Well, I was given the explicit authority to be able to modify and change the ship as I see fit and designated as such, as per the council.
True, but quantum reactors still do require approval. You can build one if you get it approved, but
if I'm making the change to the ship, I already have the approval to make the change to the ship, because that's what the production bay could be used for.
Right. So you can add more engineering bays, but you still have to have approval to add more quantum reactors.
I'll have to look into that.
Just because generally that's something that they have a specialized team come in and install.
I mean, sure.
Because it can go very bad very quickly.
Yeah, I foresee that being a really nasty roll scenario.
Yeah, you fuck up that roll and your ship
It's
goes
gone.
And then they're like, well, why'd you do that?
Well, we needed more power.
Well, that's what we consider a fuck up. Enjoy your court-martial hearing. If you needed more power, you should have submitted a report and a request.
Yeah.
And that secondary reactor is there to jumpstart the first one in case for some reason you all do fully tap out the first one. It's just right now, while they're still getting that secondary one set up and everything like that and fully routed into the ship and everything, since it's turned off.
Yeah, they can't turn it on to use it. Yeah. No, I completely understand that reasoning there.
Yeah. Well, they can't change the power limits because that secondary reactor is not online yet.
Yes.
And so if that first one burns out because it gets overloaded, wow. How to create a derelict black ship.
Quick, turn it on!
We can't! And then frozen. Because space is cold.
Space is very cold. Very, very cold.
It's at least freezing.
A little bit. Maybe a little bit below freezing. Just a wee bit. Just a tiddly bit. Is that good? Just a home. So yeah. So from there, I want to go over and check on Kendra.
Which Kendra? There's like 6.
There should only be one Kendra.
There are several Kendras, as it turns out. I was just making the list, and I was like, well, there's a lot of Kendras.
There's Kendra Jensen, who is the chief logistics officer. Who's the other Kendra? Because there's Kendra Jensen, the other chief logistics officer, who is the same person.
There's Kendra O'Leary, who gave up her.
Oh, that's right. Gave up her spot, but it actually didn't actually end up changing her spot. I forgot her name was Kendra. Okay, yeah, Jensen.
I think there's a third one in there somewhere, but
there are
I might have changed that.
there are three, at least on the dock. There is only 3 Kendras, and 2 of them are the same.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Have you figured out who you haven't met on the bridge crew yet? But anyway, yeah. So you go find Kendra. They are super busy in this devil warehouse, moving stuff around. Like, because they're still cleaning up from the ship, and then they're trying to reorganize at the same time. So part of it is like, okay, we're gonna get this stuff off the floor. But wait, we're moving this stuff so that can just stay on the floor for right now, because we're not going to move it to a shelf just to move it to another shelf.
And I would go walk up to Kendra. Hey, Kendra, is lightly bearded. Thank you for the follow.
Lightly bearded. Thank you so much. No,
Welcome.
lightly breaded.
Breaded. Breaded. I don't even know why. I don't know how I got breaded or bearded. Bread. Hey,
you mean bearded from bread?
I saw.
I fixed it. He said, "Hey, lightly bearded," and I was like, "Oh, look, lightly bearded." And then I looked up at the stream and I was like, "That says bread."
I saw BEAD, and then I randomly saw an R, and my ass was like, "Oh yeah, that's bearded." Oh, breaded.
It's
lightly
like
breaded.
It's like every time I see applause, I read it as applesauce. Every time. It does not matter. Every time I read applause, I initially read it as applesauce.
And then so welcome, since it's your first time joining per se. I am
Elder Where did you find us?
Yeah, where did you find us, my good sir? Yeah, but I am Elder God Bones. This, of course, is Sibs. We are Spaghetti and Naked. I am a master mechanical engineer / tech enthusiast. Thank you for
I'm an
the
electrical
lurk.
engineering. I'm an electrical engineering student and a car enthusiast.
And a tech nerd.
And some might call like tech guru, depending on our interactions.
Depending on what your affiliations lie with, as far as Team Red or Team Green, or maybe even Team Blue now.
I mean, to be fair, I still do know quite a bit of Team Blue stuff, but
to be fair,
I think this stuff kind of puts me in the guru slot.
Yes.
What happens if I clip this to the chip that's on it and try and read the chip?
You'd probably fry it. Well, there's not even probably. You guaranteed would be frying the chip. So if you didn't want to use it again.
I mean, like, I wonder, like, what just reading it would do. Not writing to it, but just reading it.
You're still going to create a power loop. It's still going to fry itself.
Well, that's a $16 test I'll do sometime.
Give this a... Well, shit.
You see a puff of blue smoke, and it's like, I haven't seen that in a while.
Smells like plastic.
Smells like burnt silicon.
Mommy.
Danny.
Little did I know, we just turned into that Cobained itself.
No.
Too soon?
Always too soon. That man had the voice of a god.
Their drummer was phenomenal.
Still is.
Yes, he is.
Or did he? He's still alive, isn't he?
It's Dave Grohl, dude.
Didn't someone...
Dave Grohl was the drummer of Nirvana.
Yeah, I know.
Error. Command alert not recognized. Error. It is recognized. I recognize the command. I know what it means. It's just that there's nothing set up on our end to make that happen. And thank him.
No, I thought there was someone that was part of Nirvana that died recently.
Oh, potentially. Actually, don't know.
I could be wrong. I could be thinking of a different band.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. Yep, looks like all of the original members other than Cobain. Yep.
No worry, Tammy.
The S. I mean, it is what it is. It's fine.
It's Taylor Hawkins, who used to be part of the Foo Fighters. He died in March.
Oh, okay.
That's who I was thinking.
Close enough.
Because he was the drummer of Foo Fighters, which is why. That's where I was getting mixed up there.
What's crazy is the Foo. I think it's the first 2 albums of.
At least the first one was entirely Dave Grohl.
For the long, I mean, Dave Grohl, even to their, I mean, he's definitely done a lot of letting a lot of the other band members interject things, but a lot of the stuff he will write himself. Like he takes.
Yes, no, what I'm saying, like the entire first Foo Fighters album, he played and sang everything. Single part.
Yes.
That's what I was saying. At least
Yeah.
the first album, I know, was entirely Grohl.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yep.
So, Jensen just kind of says, "Hey, Captain, what can I do for you?" You see, like, a lot of lifters running around.
I honestly, I haven't been able to touch base with you since we got the retrofits done, and I wanted to see how everything was going. I saw that I kind of stepped in when we disembarked, but you were swamped, and I mean, clearly it looks like you're still swamped, but I still wanted to come touch base.
She says, "You came in after the retrofit because you saw Fisher's office next to mine."
Yeah, but I didn't like come say hi. I stepped in and I saw you guys, but that was it.
That's fair. Yeah, things are just busy. We hadn't finished reorganizing from, everything whenever we from when we got off planet, and then on top of that adding in more stuff, more inventory. And then of course Fisher is helping with reorganizing things, and the new materials they kind of brought us, they just kind of dumped wherever. So we're having to do inventory of everything. It's a lot.
Ah, okay.
This warehouse is going to be a work in progress for a long time.
Okay, yeah, no, I mean, clearly, I mean, it's definitely going well, and I'm glad that we got I went ahead and got everything that I asked for as far as that's concerned. But you feel like this is going to be a major step as far as logistics is concerned?
Yes, for sure. It's just a matter of we need to organize everything so everything can be cataloged, so we can figure out what parts we need to go ahead and fabricate to have ready on hand. Because ultimately, yes, we could just fabricate parts there, but that takes power, and in quick situations, it's just going to be a lot more efficient to have the parts already ready.
Absolutely, yes. And how's everything working with, I remember when we talked before everything all that happened, I mentioned that Bradley Fisher was wanting to get back into the logistics side because he's powered with lifting or with strength. I'm assuming that's got to be working well since he has his own office now.
Yes, he actually, the council approved, based off your recommendations, that he is now actually second in command down here. He's second officer now officially.
Awesome. That's amazing.
I mean, he's we the power structure is kind of changed down here a little bit. So he's first in command of the lifters and second in command for logistics, and he's a lifter liaison. It's weird.
But it makes sense. He primarily, his focus prior to being powered was logistics. He got put
Yeah.
into lifting because of the super strength of from his powered.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Not
it
everything
sounds
was
more
fairly
complicated.
Not everything was fairly adjusted whenever restructures happened, unfortunately.
Yeah, because we
Go
had to
figure,
make
bureaucracy
advantage.
being imperfect.
Yes, he had to take advantage of the best assets, which in a slapped together scenario is the best case you want to have. It may not make everyone the happiest, but it gets everything done most efficiently for the short term.
Oh, for sure, for sure. It's just a lot of stuff, and then right then, uh, like she gets cut off by two yellow flashes on the system alert system, and then an announcement comes over. It's actually Sprocket, and he goes, "Attention, all crew members! Please cease all as much power usage as possible within the next 5 minutes. Backup reactor test 1 is about to commence."
All right, well, I guess I need to head my happy ass to the engineering bay because I'm gonna have to be there to witness this. So
For sure. Good thing we don't use power down here, really.
yeah. Well, again, if anything, you need anything, any questions come up, any concerns, feel free, come find me, shoot me a message, whatever you need.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you hear her shout across the floor. All right, you heard not using the grav lifts. We're all doing this by hand now.
Walk away. So glad I'm not in logistics. Oh
So-
man.
So you get up to engineering, and they are rushing around quickly. Like you see some last minute welding and stuff like that happening in certain places. You can see like tunnel access hatches open and like lights flicker, like headlamps, like and stuff like that in there. Because I mean, they don't keep lights in there. It seems wasteful.
Yeah, no, that does.
You hear Sprocket and Pact Card. So there's like a double-sided table, and like their diagnostics consoles are like a really long double-sided table where it's all like touchscreen panels on both sides. You see them on opposite sides, typing furiously and communicating in what sounds like a foreign language to you.
Yeah, I just want to stand back and stay out of the way. I don't want to be in anyone's way because since it's my ship, I want to be here to see everything. Actually, I want to move. You're doing this, and I'm like, I don't want to move mine over. It's not centered. There's like everything. Oh shit.
Yeah, we need those auto centering cameras. Anyways, you hear Sprocket shout out, "Commander on deck, verbal acknowledgement. Don't don't get too distracted." And then you just hear like unison, just a wave of "Commander," like just acknowledging your presence. And, like no one's like turning from what they're doing.
At ease. I'm just here. I do not want to be a distraction. I'm just here.
And then Sprocket just kind of like he's like shouting, but not because he's like angry at you or anything like that. It's just he's so focused that he's not realizing his volume. He goes, "What can I do for you, Commander?"
I mean, do you need me to hold something?
Your horses.
I mean, I'm only here to watch. I'm not here to dictate because I fucking have no idea what's going on. But I do have some strength if I need to hold something because I have mechanical arm and legs. So I can be a vice if needed.
It says, not really anything to hold if you just kind of want to stand over there by the walkway near the wall so that people can get past you as need be. We got about another 2 minutes before this thing goes online.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just across the bay in logistics. So you made the announcement and I just thought I'd walk over here.
Yeah. Understood. And I do actually have a timer going, so this will be a legit 2 minutes.
And then, so yeah, just looking at everything and just seeing the hustle and bustle of everyone going on, just kind of sit back in awe of the orchestrated chaos that is going on right now.
Oh yeah, and you hear all kinds of shouting, like echoing through the maintenance tunnels, things like that. You see people running in and out a lot. Like, it's honestly kind of amazing, like how coordinated everything is while being chaotic.
Yes, organized chaos is totally a thing.
Oh, absolutely. You see the main reactor and it's like fluctuating some, just because people turning off power and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear him hit the intercom and he goes, "Commander Sprocket again, 50 seconds until main reactor shut off."
So, what do we do if this doesn't turn on?
He says, "So the way that this is going to work is that we're going to cut the breakers to the main one while we try and start up the first one. It's not actually going offline, so if something goes wrong, we can quickly flip the switch and bring power back to the rest of the ship."
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is a simulated shut. This is a simulated shut off.
You're just breaking power to the ship from the reactor, so the system automatically kicks on the backup.
Correct.
Okay.
And you hear him, like you see him slam his fist down and goes, "T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2, 1." And then you just hear, and like you hear like the sounds of electronic breakers going, and like all the lights and everything shut off. And he shouts, "Put the shield down over the main reactor." And like you just see like this, like it's a manual thing. They pull the shield down. It is pitch black. And then
Spooky.
And then you're waiting and waiting. And like everyone is dead silent. And then you see like a little blip of purple light pop in the other side of the engineering bay. And you start seeing the reactor process start up. It's honestly kind of amazing. Because it started off with like one purple glow and then another, and then they hit and it just explodes into like life. After a couple seconds of this happening several times, it's basically like a big purple star inside of it, which, you know, the main one is blue. So
nice.
It's purple, a dark purple, and then you start seeing the lights flicker on and everything like that, and their consoles come back up and everything, and you hear like a bunch of you hear him and Pact Card talking back and forth, shouting off different power numbers. A couple more engineers come up, and then Sprocket goes, "All right, hold," and like they're just watching everything, and then you start seeing the secondary reactor flicker a little bit, and then it kind of fizzles out. And he goes, "All right, get the main breakers back on." You hear the systematic click, 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 and they lift up the gate, and it's all back on the main system. And Sprocket just kind of like slams his fist on the desk and goes, "God fucking damn it!" And then he announces, "Go back to normal power usage."
So I'm assuming that the reactor failed.
Says it didn't quite get through the entire startup sequence. It kind of skipped something somewhere in there which kept it from stabilizing properly. So the ship was running off of it, but somewhere in the process it didn't stabilize fully, and the ship caused it to fizzle out because of an overload on it.
Yeah. Okay. So is the is the reactor not powerful enough to handle the entire ship, or?
He goes, I'm still going over diagnostics. Like I said, it looks like a couple of steps didn't go through quite properly, so we just need to adjust parameters. He goes, there's supposed to be about 55 collision sequences. It only got through about 35 of them before the ship started to draw power.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, there's supposed to be 55 and only got through 35. So, I mean, it was just a little bit over halfway done and didn't get a chance to stabilize yet. So,
Okay.
he goes, granted, this thing will generally be running full time, but we also need to account for potentially having to restart the small one to start the big one. He goes, because the small one can be started off of battery banks that are built into it, whereas the large one, by the time it would get started off battery banks, it could be lethal to the crew.
That's not what I hear, but I can understand.
Well, he says, well, before all the retrofits, it would have been fine, but all the retrofits and expanded power usage changed things a little bit, just for the startup sequence.
Hmm. Okay.
And so, like, he's rubbing his head some, and then you see a couple of pops from, like, conduits coming from the backup reactor, and goes, right on schedule. And, like, people, like, go over there with, like, fire extinguishers to, like, the conduits that were popping and stuff like that. He goes, right on schedule. He goes, if it makes you feel any better, we weren't expecting this one to pass. We were just trying to get a baseline so that we could fine-tune it.
Okay. No, I mean, that makes sense. I mean, it was a test. You wasn't trying to make something. I mean, you hope that it works properly the first time, but let's be honest.
He goes, we've got 5 tests scheduled. Well, 4 more after this. 5 total. He goes, I honestly don't expect it to fully be operational by the end of the 5th test, just being realistic.
Okay. Well, I mean, hope for the best.
Yeah, hope for the best, prepare for the worst.
Yep, you got it. Alrighty, well, I will let you guys have at it. I'm, as captain, as the first one, I will try and make it to the other ones, but I don't necessarily think I need to be here. Just the first one is kind of the important one.
Yeah. He says, I agree. And he goes, and also, once we get this online, our power scientists are going to crank up Big Boy over there.
Awesome. Yeah. So actually, kind of compounding off of that, words, my totally left me. Laura Minkle, she's running into issues with maxing out power consumption for her experiments.
Yeah,
So-
we got to set max limit on her thing right now until we can get this secondary reactor online. Because until we can get this one stabilized and fully operational, we can't perform the upgrades on Big Boy because we'll have to take Big Boy offline. Upgrade Big Boy.
Okay.
So once we get this one operational, we'll have to run the ship on basically graveyard power so that we can upgrade Big Boy.
How long do you think the retrofit to Big Boy is going to take?
Probably about 3 or 4 days. We're going to want to be in a safe area.
That was my thought. Side note,
He goes,
I will kill you if you make the off shove attack us while we're having. Swear to fucking God, son. Swear to fucking God.
But he says, I don't expect any kind of. He says, I don't expect this secondary reactor to be stabilized for at least a month or 2. So we've got a while before that'll happen. He goes, but that's why we've got certain limiters placed on certain departments, especially new departments. They're limited fairly hard. just because we need to make sure we have the overhead so that we don't shut off, and we'd rather not shut off all power to several departments if we get into a bind.
Yeah.
And goes, but once he goes, part of the retrofit to Big Boy will be taken off the battery banks of Big Boy, and then once we get Big Boy fully retrofitted and restarted, we'll then shut down Little Reactor and we'll put those power banks on Little Reactor.
Oh, okay.
The reason being is because the power cells that we have for Big Boy, there's just not enough to get Big Boy started. So what we're doing is we're going to move those power banks to the secondary reactor, which we haven't given a cool name for yet. But we're going to put those battery banks on there so we can have a more accelerated startup time on it, so that we can get Big Boy restarted faster if need be.
Makes sense. Okay.
Take it from about a 10-minute startup time to about 2 minutes from both being off to getting both started.
Yeah, yes. And even then, we might want to push that to under a minute, hopefully, because sitting with no power for 2 minutes.
He said that's a full startup where both are completely shut off. No, he goes optimal limit or optimal timing is 5 minutes for a restart. So we're trying to get that in less than half. Anything below that is going to be a miracle. But 5 minutes is generally what's to be expected. Whenever we were just running Big Boy, that was kind of the best we could get it for just Big Boy. Now that we've got secondary, we can kind of optimize it a bit more, and that's why we're going to be moving the battery banks around. So a standalone Big Boy restart would take about 5 minutes for a full startup process. We're going to try and get it to where secondary can get started and start Big Boy within 2. Granted, it'll still take 5 to fully stabilize Big Boy, but we'll have secondary stabilized and starting Big Boy within those 2 minutes is what we're planning.
Yeah, my biggest concern is that power goes out. We also have no shields. We have nothing.
He goes, there are certain subsystems that do have smaller power cells on them. It's not great, but there are backups in place for certain subsystems like life support and a little bit to shields. Is it great? No, but you got to think on larger like battleships. Even with their 2 reactors, sometimes it can be up to 20 minutes for a full restart. But granted, their secondaries are even larger than our primary.
Yeah.
And some of them even have a 3rd reactor so that they can go through a full chain.
My biggest concern is that we run into the off shove. Power gets knocked out. And it takes 2 minutes to launch. We've already seen we already know what the capabilities of the off shove are, like from just a rudimentary standpoint.
Well, yes, I understand the concern, but unfortunately, the technology is just not quite there yet.
Yeah, no, it is what it is.
We can look at trying to get a homing EMP launcher on a backup to where we'll basically get one shot to try and EMP them at the same time while we're trying to restart. Says we can try and do that, but depending on range, it could make our restart take even longer. And we don't know what their restart times are looking at right now.
Only we could get our hands on one of their vessels.
Yeah, if only. He says, but we are nowhere near equipped for that. He goes, and also,
no.
He says, but also, I want you to consider the fact that the fastest restarting ship in the fleet currently is 4.5 minutes. So we're gonna try and beat that.
I mean, make it happen. That's for sure.
It says that's why we're doing a lot of tests. He says, and again, I want to reiterate that 2-minute mark is secondary stabilized and starting the second one, not
Mhm.
fully stabilized. That'll still be around the 5-minute mark, which is still impressive
Yes.
because that 4.5-minute mark is getting something about the size of secondary fully started as the fastest one. And that's on a ship where secondary is about as big as, like, our secondary is the same size as their main reactor, their only reactor.
So what's the, just because I should know these things because I should know what the output, the wattage output or the energy output of the current of the big boy there is, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. What kind of power does that put out at 100% utilization?
Let me double check for you. Big boy before refit can do about 7.8 terawatt.
Okay, and how much at currently? What do we look at as far as usage wise?
With these new departments limited kind of how they are, we're looking at about 6.5 terawatts. And also keep in mind that the typical nuclear reactor that we have here on Earth is about 1 gigawatt. So this thing's pushing out 7.8 terawatts.
Yeah.
So
my mind.
7.8 thousand times.
Yeah. I'm like, wait a minute. That's the power of 1,000 larger. Okay. I'm just making, I'm like making sure in my head, like, is that right? I'm second guessing myself. Is that should be okay? Yeah. So
he says the largest reactor in the fleet is currently around, 78 terawatts. He says the largest reactor system in the fleet is about 900 terawatts. And that's, he goes, well, largest one system that we know of is around 900 terawatts, and that one's a 5 reactor setup with 3 reactors that are larger than Big Boy, 1 reactor that's about the size of Big Boy, and then 1 that's a little bit bigger than secondary.
Okay. And theoretically, what's the
and
output?
That, he says, and that's the one that takes 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. What's the theoretical output of Little Boy here?
Theoretical output of Little Boy there is around, hold on 1 second. A little over 48 terawatts is the theoretical max.
And the Big Boy is putting out 78. 78. I thought you said 7.
I originally said 7.8, but then I was like, oh, sorry, I mean 78 terawatt.
Okay. So
the ship is currently using about 65 terawatt.
So Little Boy does not have the ability to run the ship.
Keep in mind, it can't run the full ship.
No. I understand that.
The full ship at our current power load. Granted, if we are running just off of Little Boy, pretty much the only things that'll be running are going to be main med bay, bridge, propulsion, shields, engineering.
Yeah.
And life support. It's gonna, if we are running solely off secondary, it's going to be around a 25 terawatt load on it.
Okay.
25 to 30. Says, but we're estimating the retrofit to Big Boy will put it at around 195 terawatts or so.
Okay.
On the high end of it, on the high end of the theoretical side.
Well, yeah, no, because I want to know, whatever operating is operating, whatever. Um, from what I remember back in flight school and going through the training for the Space Union, they were wanting to theoretically, they preferred to have the power consumption be half of the standard running power of the
Yes.
reactor. And
Yes. And you got to consider that, what did I say, 190
yeah,
terawatts is what he says, yeah. And keep in mind, we'll be running at about 90-ish terawatts when we uncap these new departments.
yeah, no, and
He
that's
says, he goes, that's why we had to get a second reactor, because before the retrofit, we were running around 32 and a half terawatts total. These retrofits and new departments, especially Minkle's lab, take up a bit more power.
okay. Well, cool. Then I will thank you for that information. Let me go swing by Minkle's lab and kind of fill her in on the time as far as what's going on and power consumption wise for her. So she has a good estimated time.
Right. She is limited to 5.5 terawatts.
Yeah. Because I'm having her work on basically be recreating my portals, but simulating them. And when she goes to put an apple through it, it kills it because it draws too much power. So
right, yeah, that's we're aware of that situation. It's just one of those things where it's like, sorry, we can't do it. We're not going to push the reactor that close because we're already running hotter than.
Yep. No. I don't. It's kind of nice getting that information because now I can go back to her and be like, here's what's going on. Here's why. Here's our estimated. So how long till you think that little boy here is a fully operational?
I mean, big boy?
No, little boy.
Okay. Little boy. Well, he goes, I don't like that name. It's too reminiscent of World War II.
Yeah, okay, yeah, fat man and
yeah, that's why we got big boy. And he goes,
I can't call him blue ball because he's purple. What about, let's call him Barney.
Okay.
So yeah,
what if we just went with B Dog?
Okay.
B Dog.
So how long till, because we know that the retrofit to Big Boy here is going to be 3 to 4 days. We've already discussed that, but how long till B Dog is operational? Do you think?
Hold on.
Because I kind of want to give Minkle a rough estimated time frame to let her know until she's able to have unbridled access to power.
Yeah. Until we get Little Boy operational, I mean, we still won't be able to uncap her power until we get Big Boy refitted.
Yes, but if it takes 12 days,
2.5 months is our quickest estimate.
2.5 months. So we'll just call it 3 months to give you a safe bet. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any? I don't want to push you guys super hard because I don't want you guys to make mistakes. But is it possible to get that any faster? Solely because there's the things that the projects that we have going on, and I kind of motion towards the things that he knows about. Because he's part of the fold.
Yeah.
Insinuating, what's going on behind the scenes, like that kind of puts those are pushing the timetables back on those. Is it possible to maybe get them a little sooner? I don't want to risk safety by any stretch of the imagination, but that's 3 months.
Yeah, he says if you make the call to recall back to Bulgaria Station, we might be able to get this thing done in 3 weeks. if you make the call to recall us back to Bulgaria Station,
Okay.
and we run off their reactor, because the stations have much larger reactors,
Okay.
and several at that.
Okay. I will table that. Let me do some I think I might actually pull the bridge crew in to talk about that and kind of make that decision, because that, honestly, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that'd be a solid idea? Because you know this stuff better than I do.
He says, well, the advantage of the 3 weeks there is that we can go ahead and retrofit Big Boy. Like, we would be running the ship's auxiliary systems off of the reactors from the station,
which
have them both shut off. We can do a complete rewire that we need to do with power off, do the refit, things like that, and then we can just run the tests. He goes, like I said, it's about 2-3 days on the retrofit, because then we can spend the next 2.5 weeks roughly of just running tests constantly, getting things stabilized.
Okay. I mean, I'm down for pulling the trigger, but I do I feel like it'd be best to get the rest of the fold into the fold.
Yeah.
Kind of getting their input. So, you carry on. I'm gonna go swing by Laura and give her an update.
Yeah.
And you're probably gonna get a message from me here within the next hour or so to pull all you guys into my quarters. So we'll be in touch shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely. He goes, yeah, we'll analyze the data from B-Dog and see where we can go from
keep
there.
trucking like everything's going on, but I can pretty much foresee we're gonna turn around. But I still wanna, I know it's my call, but you're still my crew and I value your opinions. So
Absolutely.
Alrighty, have at it. I'll be back. I'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon, Cap.
Right. To run back over to Minkle's lab, and hey Minkle, I wanted to give you an update. So I was there, of course, when everything happened, and I was just talking to Sprocket.
And you know that there's like a little lift that just goes right down from engineering into Minkle's lab.
Yeah. Yes.
So it's right there.
It's right there. So I kind of wanted to give you an update as far as time frame is concerned.
Okay, what you got for me, Cap?
So they're looking. Yeah, you're right. The science ship is doing a lot of science because there's shit going on and stuff. We just retrofitted a ship. You're right.
I'd say that this is all still scientific.
And definitely, and actually starting up a reactor and figuring stuff out, that's very sciencey. Considering,
also,
oh wait, that's science in itself, fucker.
And you also got to think, the branch that they're in is the exploratory and cosmic anomaly analysis branch. So it is mostly exploratory still.
Yeah. So yeah.
Granted, it is a science ship, but it is currently doing exploration and anomaly analysis, which, I mean, whatever.
Yes. So as of right now, as we're sitting, we're looking at 3 months before there's unbridled access to power. Because right now we're running off the one reactor, and it can only produce 78 terawatts of power. And currently we're sitting at 65 terawatts of usage. And we're running it way too hot.
She goes, yeah, that is pretty rich there.
So, and we don't want to risk damage. Like, I'm not risking the ship.
Yeah, because you will be straight up.
Yep.
It says I don't have enough middle fingers to.
Yes. So, just kind of, and we were just talking about it, and since it was top of mind, I wanted to come give you a heads up.
Well, Smata, this is a fairly new branch, and you also got to consider the complications they've had. They did discover they discovered a new planet. 2, they got trapped on a planet for 2 years almost.
For 2 years, yeah.
It was like 18, 19 months, something like that, basically 2 years. Then they had to go back to Earth, which was like 6 months,
And then
Dude.
fly back out.
and then fly back out, which was another 3 months or so on a
Two.
more direct
Two.
route.
Two.
2.
Two.
No,
Because I had to stop.
Yeah,
No, it
two.
was 2 because I had to stop a month, take my admiral's exam or my commander's exam, and then have to
no,
wait
you took that
another.
before you got to Earth.
Before? No,
Yeah, that was
no,
the,
no,
that was
no,
in,
no, no,
that was
no.
in the 6 months on the way back to Earth for the retrofit. Yeah,
No.
because you got promoted. You got promoted on Earth
Yeah, okay, never mind.
because they handed out a lot of promotions on Earth.
Yeah, basically my entire crew is commanders.
Yeah,
My entire bridge
most of your
crew.
bridge crew.
4
I
out
mean-
of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 out of 10 are captains. 60% of my bridge crew, including myself, are
Well, you got to
commanders.
consider Alamar, Polston, but you haven't met Polston yet. So Alamar, Polston, and Huge Reg were already captain or commanders.
Yes.
So 3 of them are the only. So only 3 have been promoted, which are you, Tiny Reg, and Pact Card.
Yes.
And
Oh. So yes. But yeah, just wanted to let you know. There are a couple of things that I don't necessarily want to disclose at the moment because we want to finalize a couple of things that may change that time frame. But as of right now, we're looking at 3 months before you can really push the
testing.
of the portal system here. So as much as I want to say allowing you are having Sandra Bullets do optimization on it, I would just
Yeah.
for the time being take her off of it.
She says, "Well, yes, but I mean, we don't have a working prototype for the keyboard system
Okay,
yet, so
true. If she's not gonna, if she's
so
gonna
she
have
can't
idle
optimize
hands,
those yet. Yeah,
okay,
it would be idle hands, pretty much.
Yeah,
or
okay.
doing theoretical stuff on something that hasn't been built yet, which will change as soon as it's built.
yes, okay, nope. Then
So,
by all means, can carry on. But yeah, just wanted to give you an update. I'm gonna go I got a couple more things I have to do here, but you keep trucking.
yep, we'll do, Captain.
Right. So I want to go back to my quarters and I want to privately get the attention of Pact Card, Huge Reg, Alamar, Sprocket, and Smith, Price, and Kilman.
Smith, Price, and Kilman. Okay. So you get all of them in. Are you going to bring Tiny Reg in as well? Or?
Tiny Reg, I'm assuming Tiny Reg is going to be there because he's everywhere.
Yes, but he doesn't like actively intrude.
True, but yeah, by association, of course, always Tiny Reg. Tiny Reg
Okay.
will always be a part of these.
Conversations.
Yes.
So they all
his
meet you
input's
there.
important.
So they all meet you there, and they're just kind of like, "All right, hey, what's up, Captain? What can we do for you?"
So I kind of figure I already want to know what I want to do because it makes sense. So was of course we had the test of B-Dog, as it's been eloquently dubbed by Sprocket here, and we crunched some numbers and saw that it was going to take roughly 3 months for everything to, as far as the retrofit to big boy is concerned, and getting the Jesus Christ and getting B-Dog up and running, and kind of had the idea of turning around and going back to Bulgaria, to the spaceship, to the port, and docking, because then we could run. He said it would probably take 3 weeks to do all of these retrofittings and to get B-Dog up and running. And I mean, Sprocket, feel free to step in and correct anything if I said wrong or if I'm missing any sort of details.
Says no. You pretty much hit the nail on the head there, Captain.
Yeah, and I really just wanted to bring you guys in because I feel like it would be a great move for us because we would go from having, because for those of you that don't know, Big Man is only capable of producing 78 terawatts of power, big boy, whatever. And we're currently utilizing 65 out of those 78 terawatts. The retrofit will put us around theoretically 198 terawatts of power.
190 even.
190 even.
Yeah.
Why no use of interdepartmental memos? Mainly because it's less typing that I have to do to make it happen.
That and also
I'm
more
wanting,
secure.
yeah, I'm wanting this to only stay in my quarters, not accidentally broadcasted across the ship and to be intercepted. So,
yeah.
Yes, because Tiny Reg is already taking a transcript of everything we're saying anyways. There's no point in further putting any other paperwork out there that could be subsequently declassified by accident or on purpose, depending on who gets their hands on it. So yeah, just really wanted
Dead Man Scrolls.
Well, the reason why I told her about the reactor schedule is because she was upstairs. Literally, it was.
She's below.
Oh, she's below. Okay, whatever. Literally, it's an elevator to go down.
Yeah.
And she's got a nice butt.
I mean, it's a mech butt.
Is it a mech butt? Because she still had a butt.
Waist down is gone. Butt slightly below the waist.
Oh. So that means like all that's gone then.
Yeah, she's missing more of her lower body than you are.
Oh, because well, sort of.
Yeah, because you're missing like the bladder and the very bottom of your intestinal tracts. She's missing like half of her intestinal tracts.
And everything else. So, never mind. She does not have a nice butt. She doesn't have a butt. She has actuators. Mind.
She got the booty. It zooms.
She's got the mechanical clap.
That sounds like a electro STD.
That's what you call getting that's the virus. Terrible. Oh god. So yeah. And because it's my, you're right. I mean, yes, being able to say something of that nature, okay, fine, I'll drink something.
I will too, because I wanted another drink as soon as I finished that one.
Yes, using a memo would have been perfect, but I've been doing everything verbally as it is anyways, so
it's a very informal ship.
Yeah. I don't really
It really only uses memos for like full ship announcements.
Yeah. Even then I still may do a full ship announcement and say it.
Yeah.
Because again,
and
transcripts.
Plus links typically overviews the ship-wide memos.
Yeah.
Just because paper trail.
And again, transcripts of everything that's said on the ship.
Yeah. That are securely held within the ghost vault.
There's no point. But either way. Yeah, really just wanted to run it by you guys and see what you guys thought. Because a 3-week, a 21-day turnaround potentially to double, well, almost triple our output power-wise is worth the setback, because we're still only like 4 days away from Bulgaria.
Yeah. Oh, from the 4 days from Bulgaria, 3 days from the first anomaly.
Yeah.
Um, the bridge crew kind of discusses it, and they all approve, but the ethics committee is kind of like,
Also,
give us.
interjecting, sorry, something that was kind of important as well. We can't do the retrofit to the big boy until B-Dog is up and running. And that also means at that time, B-Dog's only good for 45 terawatts of power. We will be running on a skeleton
48 and a quarter.
48, whatever. 48 and a quarter terawatts of power. And right now we're drawing 65. So we will not be able to use the ship at its fullest. And if something goes wrong, we're out of power. That means we're a sitting duck.
Yeah.
Like I know it's not like it's a terrible use of the resources itself, but it's kind of saving our ass just in case we run into the off shove.
Yeah, the bridge crew fully agrees, but the ethics committee, Price says, yeah, we need to discuss this for a few moments. We're going to go into the conference room over there while we discuss things.
Okay.
And so there's like your office,
mm-hmm.
and then on one side is like a conference room. The other side is like your actual quarters.
Yeah.
So they kind of go in there. They're in there for a while, like a good 45 minutes to an hour and a half, discussing things.
What are we doing? Playing fucking warrior chess?
Assuming you all are discussing things, and then like they're just hearing comments and who all did you pull in again? Pact Card, the Regis, Alamar, and Sprocket.
Yeah.
Okay. The Dubois boys.
The Dubois.
The Sprocket's kind of like, why aren't they just discussing this out here so that we can interject with points? And then Tiny Reg goes, that's exactly why they're not discussing it out here. Because they need to be unbiased and they need to look at the raw facts rather than our opinions on things.
I mean, I really didn't state opinions. I did state facts, but Tiny Reg is wrong.
Right, exactly. We all stated facts, so they have all the information they need.
Yeah.
Whereas, they need to look at it from a very objective standpoint, not a opinionated standpoint, which we all have opinions on this, and we're also going to be biased towards why we should do it, whereas they need to look on it from a side of production where we've analyzed 2 anomalies that have been reclassified as different things, both of which being planets.
Yeah, because
we haven't analyzed an actual anomaly yet, because both anomalies we've analyzed turned out to be planets.
Which I guess technically still work, but that's not the point. That anomaly, the one that we were going to, how long do we think it's supposed to be there?
We think it's supposed to be there for like another month or so, but I mean, it could disappear before we get there. I mean, it's a crapshoot.
I mean, yeah, but it could also still stay. It could still be there though too. So it's kind of that's a hard decision.
It is. And this is Tiny Red speaking. Goes, yeah, it really is, because on the one hand, we could decide not to turn around and we get there and then it disappear before we can do a full analysis. On the other hand, we could turn around, it be there the entire time we're there, and then by the time we get back to it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Or it could all just turn out fine. Like, there's so many factors, and
yeah. Which do you do at that point in time?
Exactly. Because there's not really a warning for when it's going to disappear. When this is all just educated guesses based off size and what signatures it's giving off. It's still a relatively new and definitely not exact science with these anomalies. So after they finish deliberating, it takes them about an hour and 10 minutes. They come out and they say, well, it took us a long time because we couldn't agree for a long time, but we finally They say because all of our decisions have to be unanimous. We are going to go ahead and allow that to happen, but one, you need to send a report about it to the council,
Okay.
and two, you're going to have to prepare to report to the council if during those 3 weeks it remains there and we don't make it back in time. So you're going to have to prepare yourself to make a report there that will reflect negatively on you if that does happen.
Okay.
Like you say, it's a crapshoot. You might not have to do a second report, but
I
we're
might.
going to. You're right, and we'll also include our decision in your first report, and that'll help soften the blow if you do have to make a second report.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, I still also have to factor into the account that if I lose this ship, I'm fucked.
Exactly,
So
and that was the main contributing factor in us going ahead and pulling the trigger and saying, yeah, let's go ahead and do that, is just because of the off shove.
Yeah.
And because that would be something that's out of your power, but it would still result in a court martial.
Yeah.
And reflect poorly on you.
Yep. I mean, in all honesty, we probably shouldn't have left we shouldn't have left until everything was all done. Like that's basically that's what I foresee them coming back and saying. So why'd you even leave to begin with?
Right. We understand that, but also some things have taken longer than expected. We didn't expect these timelines. We honestly expected all of this to be, at least the B-Dog to be stable by the time we got to Belgardia, and that just didn't happen just because of complications.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's okay. Cool. Well, I will get with Captain Lynx to send out a ship-wide memo explaining about what's going on and why we are turning around.
Yep.
Boop, 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 boop.
Hold on, I'm gonna mute my phone. That is one thing I will say about iPhones. I do like that there's just the switch.
Oh, the switch, yeah. That is legitimately, that is really nice. If one thing that Android could learn is adding that switch.
Well, OnePlus phones have it. And they've got a 3-point switch where it's full priority and then do not disturb.
Yeah. I like the vibration button to turn everything to vibration.
Yeah.
Out of all the things that I could say positively about or objectively about the iPhone, is that switch is awesome.
Yes.
You don't have to unlock the phone to make it. There's less steps.
There are. Now, granted, Android has made it easier where you can just swipe down and then switch with the quick push of the button, but
you have the switch. I feel like you missed the point. You totally missed the topic, but
either that or that was a very clever joke. One or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about the do not disturb switch on iPhones.
Yes, yeah, no.
And before you judge me about my iPhone, I do have a Fold 4. Like, the iPhone is not my primary device.
I'm still gonna judge you.
You know how useful it is for me to have an iPhone in my job.
I know it is, but still. You're like, I have the Switch Lite. Wait a minute. What are they? Oh shit, I fucked up. Ads. I think the ads should be fixed. I did go through and finagle with the ads. Give me. There we go. Yes.
What are you doing?
So this thing of lotion is almost empty. So it's empty enough to where the pump doesn't suction up any of the residual lotion.
Gotcha.
So
I was about to say quit masturbating over there.
grabbing it and into my hand until it squirts out.
What you need yourself is a big bottle of Jergens Ultra Healing.
I mean, I have another one. It's
Trying
it
to
would
keep
be
the other-
it would be the
Yeah.
same thing on that too when it gets too low for the pump
Yeah.
to function.
No, I get you. No, I have this for tattoo stuff.
Yeah. Mine is just because I have psoriasis and I am in a basement, so it dries.
Yeah.
And it smells good, so fuck it.
Which reminds me, I need to put some lotion on my tattoo.
Yes. It's funny. Your voice changes drastically
When I lean over.
Yes, it's way, way clearer.
I mean, I can lean over like this for now.
I mean, it's more. There's a dramatic difference between where you're sitting now to when you're like this
Where I
close.
was.
Yeah, when you're like this.
Oh, when I'm like right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to try and come up with a better system for that.
Yeah.
It's just until I get my desk clean, there's not much I can do.
Well, that and it's really hard for you to, with how your desk is made, literally.
Yeah.
You don't want to do
Well-
anything that's potentially going to damage it.
Right, just because my grandfather made it.
Yeah.
What I'm thinking I'll have to do is I'll have to figure out a way to like side mount, like turn the mic sideways underneath the monitor.
Have you thought
Or above the
about
monitor.
what about doing a standalone mic boom?
I've got one, but it clamps onto the desk.
Well, yeah, no. What I mean standalone, as in like floor, standalone mount, arm over, so then you
Yeah.
can move it.
I think I'm gonna do a wall mounted
That works too.
behind the desk, and then either probably put it between the TV and the monitor, so it'd be like right here.
Yeah.
And sideways like yours is.
Yeah, because mine, since it's the arm, when I don't need it,
It just goes over there. Yeah, we can't hear you.
I know.
So, anyways, so they do approve it and everything like that. So yeah,
Yeah. Tammy,
start heading back to Bulgaria Station.
Sib, we have the same mic.
Is it just the World of Warcraft edition?
Yeah, mine's the WoW edition. So mine says World of Warcraft right here.
And mine doesn't.
Yeah.
We're both using the blue Yeti X.
Yep.
We actually have the same webcam as well. It's just he has the updated version that can do 1080p 60, whereas mine's still locked to 1080p 30.
Yep.
And I don't know how he feels about the webcam I recommended, but we might be switching webcams at some point.
I probably won't be using that. I would get a cheaper webcam before.
Well, that one can do 4K 30 and 1080 60, which is why I was suggesting that one.
Oh, see, I would just get
and it's on the gimbals, so
I mean, that's nice and all, but I don't have a need for it to be on a gimbal. It's not something that I care to have.
yeah. So you could just go to like a 4K 30.
Yeah.
One and save yourself a couple bucks.
But yeah, I have the ability. I know Sibs is not going to be able to hear this. Actually, you might.
I can change my voice at any time I want because there's a
Yes, I can hear it.
You can hear it, I can not because I don't have any active feedback. So, but like there's a whole bunch of things that. Hey, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do. There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there's
will
there's
go
nothing
ahead
wrong
and
with
turn that off. So yeah,
What software was I using to manage my Yeti? Because I can do some vocal effects, just not all the ones that you can.
yeah. No, mine has that. Well, the first one I did was the Lich King. Like it's
Yeah.
programmed. It comes with WoW affiliated or World of Warcraft affiliated ones.
Like a gnome or an imp,
In the King's Chamber.
the Mechagon pipe.
The Mechagnome voicealizer.
Having fun there?
Maybe, yes. Either way, but still, moving on.
Yeah. So you all get back to Bulgaria Station. Of course, Kifei's been briefed. I'm moving my notes back to where they need to be. Yeah, Kifei's been briefed, so he's expecting you all.
Hey,
We
Kifei!
just-
Didn't we just see you a couple of days ago?
Yeah. It happens. He just kind of says, "You're more than welcome to use our barracks as needed on the station, but also I understand that we're going to just be providing you all power, so you all are welcome to kind of just stay on your ship or mingle on the station, whatever you want to do."
Okay. I mean, there's still definitely things I might take a stroll around the station and stuff of that nature. And I mean, there's a crew that aren't going to have to be doing much of anything. So, I mean, you'll probably see them floating about too. I'll make sure they're on their best behavior.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So what you're telling me is we shouldn't start like a relay rally race in somewhere.
No, do not do that.
Okay, I won't. Does the crew get shore leave? I mean, if you don't have any responsibilities, what you do on your own free time is what you do on your own free time.
This is true.
I know what I want to do. I want to go learn about bowling. Because we have a bowling alley, and I want to know what bowling is.
Fair enough. How long are you gonna spend learning about bowling and practicing bowling?
Well, I guess
Or are you gonna just try and learn all the different recreational facilities?
I mean, I might as well learn all of the recreational facilities, because if they see me using them, then they'll want to know how to use them.
That's true.
Like, then it comes into what other recreational facilities do we have?
Good question. I'll let you know once I've determined what all we have.
Oh,
So
God.
there's bowling, squash court, golf simulator, ping pong, pool, things like that. They're all virtualized environments, so they can all do each of them. Other than like the bowling alley and the squash court, those are dedicated. But like the pool and stuff like that, that's something where, yeah.
Football X7.
I mean, that like, no, shut up.
Oh, God. That was
There's all kinds of.
that was a
virtualized
weird
facilities.
song on Spotify. I'm like, that was like,
I
what?
liked it though.
I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm like, that's, yeah. I kind of want to look into other sources of audio. Nothing against this Spotify playlist, but
Yeah, we didn't really use whatever that one service was at all.
Nope.
Just because we need to find something where we can easily listen along. That same company that makes that gimbaled webcam, they have a non-gimbaled one that's like $200 or $150 cheaper. And so as like the autofocus, and then we could keep our image quality the same as each other still.
okay.
So I sent you that link. So yeah, go ahead and make a roll for me.
Eight.
You know how to use them. You're not good at any of the recreational sports, but you at least know how to like set them up, and like you've learned the rules a little bit. Some people have like come and bowled with you and stuff like that, and someone was like, "Man, we should use this as a team building exercise or competition or something."
I mean, I'm down. Clearly, I suck at it, so I know I won't win. So the odds are not in my favor.
So you can start a bowling league.
I mean,
Shit.
bowling.
You've got enough people to start a bowling league.
I mean, yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Several bowling leagues actually.
Yeah, no, let's do it. I mean, for anyone
Each department their own team.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, fuck it.
And then
Give
of
them-
course the bridge officer, the bridge crew would be their own team. So the fashion designer's like, ooh, I read about these ugly ass shirts that they used to wear.
Yeah, I when I was doing my research about bowling, yeah, they had there's actually, you know what? I feel like we should have a movie night as a crew for like dinner. There was
like
this
a movie, like a dinner theater kind of thing.
Yeah, so when I was doing my research about the about bowling, I came across this movie. They called it like it was like The Big Lebowski or something like that. I mean, it's a really, really, really old movie.
She goes, I'll have to look into it. I mean, we can get a projection inside the mess hall, no problem. She goes, hear me out. This used to be like a really niche thing several centuries ago. But what about like a murder mystery dinner party thing?
I mean, potentially, sure. But yeah, the movie that I saw, it's from 1998. So
yeah, you know, just 1,500 years old, almost.
So
Old as shit.
yes,
It's probably in some like super low definition 4K at best.
yeah, probably, yeah, probably.
4K is there like 1028 by
the 800 by 600 of the future.
yes, it's 800 by 600 of the future.
I guess we can always look into making some sort of like upscaling to our current resolution of who the fuck it is, K.
Yeah, I love that you're just talking with the fashion designer right now about all this.
Oh,
Frickin-
these
Freaking Sarah Morshell.
weird. So yeah, no, that would be. I feel like that'd be kind of interesting to do.
Yeah, in 1998, Smada.
Remember, it's like 20. What's the year? Is it?
It is. Let me pull back up here. Right click, show notes. It is the 3450s.
Now, to Smada's
I will
credit,
say it's 3455. So.
3455. Okay. So yeah. 3455 minus 1998. It is 1,457 years old.
Yeah.
Now, with that being said, if we could get a hold of the theatrical version of the digital like the I don't want to say the digital remaster, but the
raw files.
the
basically.
raw data from the digital encoding, yes, that could be used to upscale it to current. I mean, that's basically what they do when they make it into something, make an old movie into 4K.
Yeah, could potentially upscale it to the
Whatever it is, K.
128K.
I don't even think that's enough. At 1,500 years, 128K isn't enough.
Well, you got to think 8K is a 2x2 of 4K. So 16K would be a 2x2 of 8K. 32K would be a 2x2 of that. 64K would be a 2x2 of that, and then 128K would be a 2x2 of that.
No, I get that, but
Yeah.
you're looking at
4M.
No, look, because it's one of those. I think
4T.
you're thinking about. You're not wrong in the way you're thinking about it because of the Fibonacci sequence and everything, but time-wise, there's too much time has passed.
Right, but you also got to consider the technology has changed, so it's not a lot of things are 3D holographic now instead of flat. So putting it on flat, 128K, one, you're not even going to be able
Atom
to
is a
perceive that. Really.
pixel.
Each atom is a pixel. Again, like you're not going to get really 8K to like 32 or 64K. You're not going to really notice the difference just because the eyes can't perceive that unless it's so stupid large. So I mean, 128K at like the size that they're going to be doing it in the mess hall will be fine. Be more than fine. Because you got to think there's going to be multiple displays doing it at 128K. Because anything past that is going to go into like holographic stuff, and that's just going from film to holographic.
Yeah, that's not. It's gonna need to be a film. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's going to need to be a flat projection.
So yeah, no, I feel like doing something like the Big Lebowski is the dude.
The guy that married my brother and sister-in-law was actually a member of the Church of the Dude. Is how he's ordained. He's ordained for the Church of the Dude.
That's awesome.
So yeah, whenever he did it, he was like, by the power vested in me in the state of Kentucky and the Church of the Dude.
Nice. So, but yes. Yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll get that taken care of as far as getting birds. Getting see what we can do about getting the copy of
The Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski and everything.
128K.
Yeah, or 4K. 4MK.
4KM, 4 kilometer resolution.
It's about time for that Civ 6. Yeah. But
Man,
kind of
too bad we don't have a game scheduled for like 6 months. I'm pretty sure the next game we play is probably going to be Hogwarts Legacy when it comes out. We're focusing real hard on CV right now. But yeah,
gonna go ahead. Kind of that to me, it's a great stopping point. I have a couple of things I have to hop off here. So.
Oh, fair enough.
But with that being said, we haven't rated Gitfo in a hot minute.
Oh no, we have not. Let's get that Git fam raid.
We are gonna go raid the Git of Foe before he goes offline.
Smartabot, you want to do the bot thing?
Yes. So, all of you are amazing. Yeah, he's still online, so we're doing a Gitfo raid. I know, right?
He raids us right before we raid him.
Yeah, that would be great. Raid! We were just about to raid you!
So Smartabot, want to get the raid message in there?
I can grab it. It's not that big a deal.
Going to the kitchen.
Here we go. Yes.
If you are subbed, feel free to grab that first one.
And I know this has kind of been a general thing that I've been doing the entire time. It is October 10th of 2022. Or I'm sorry, October 14th, sorry, of 2022. This is going as soon as this goes down, as far as the in stream, I'm literally logging into Twitch and I'm uploading it to YouTube, so YouTube should have a notification of this in the next couple of hours. But fucking join us live, you beautiful bastards. We love you.
Yes,
we
please
appreciate
do. We love you guys.
You guys have a phenomenal one and keep your stick on the ice.
Why?
Why? So we're gonna in stream. We have a thingy. Bye.